Hello? Well, until very recently, I thought Reverend Josh was a good guy. And then he subtly and gently suggested that I sing this song for you. And now is not so tough. 8 in the morning, that was a little harder. A very personal song, masquerading as a very crazy song. Hope you enjoy. And good morning. I could sing about mistakes I've made, broken hearts and broken dreams. I could sing about my aches and pains and the one that got away. But it seems to me the world has its hurts to spare. Shadows are everywhere. I decided I've cried enough. There's plenty of songs about tough luck. I'm gonna sing about love. Gonna sing about love and lift somebody up instead of talking about tough luck. I can't deny I still dream about the glory, the Grammy, the gold. I cannot lie. I still wish sometimes my eyes and my heart would close. But it seems to me my family escaped the war and they never sang anymore. They lost everything they had. If a song is all I can give back, I'm gonna sing about love. Gonna sing about love. Lift somebody up. Gonna sing about love. Instead of talking about tough luck. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Gonna take my cue from a few folks I look up to. I'm gonna sing about love. Stevie Wonder sings in the key of life. Bobby McFerrin says be happy, it'll be all right. Marvin Gaye showed the way, what's going on. It's a wonderful world thanks to Louis Armstrong. Soul Asylum saved those runaway kids. John Lennon just imagined and the whole world did. John Denver took a skyway, Tina Turner to the sea. Stevie went to a higher love, John Legend and common to freedom. Pete Seeger's gonna overcome. Bob Marley just smiled at the rising sun. Eminem will lose himself before the moment's gone. Miss Jackson knows the knowledge is what we want. Gloria Gaynor maintained that we're gonna survive. Tim McGraw wants us to live like we are dying. Aretha got R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Bette Midler from a distance, the whole world we see. Tom Petty free falls, Leanne Hope began. Josh Groban rates us up if we're hurting. R.E.M. understands. Irving D. bless the USA. Van Morrison ushered in a brand new day. Whitney sang about the greatest love of all. Johnny Nash can see clearly now the rain won't fall. Pink knows we're beautiful. Christina does too. Rihanna sees her shining like a diamond. We keep walking like the Foo Fighters. Fight the power, public enemy said. Miley is a climber. Andy Grammer keeps his head up. Bill Withers, we can lean on him. Natasha's unwritten. Taylor Swift shakes it off again. Lady Gaga was born this way. Jason Mraz, really glad to be our friend today. The Black Eyed Peas wonder where is the love. Desiree gotta be. Journey never stop believing in us. Simon over troubled water made a bridge. Elton John lit a candle for Diana, he did. It's the same love. Macklemore was moved to pray. Izzy made a rainbow with an ukulele. James Brown, loud crowd. Bruce Springsteen laid it out the way it is. Queen made us into champions. You too, Dr. King and the power of one. Sam Cooke made you look. Change is gonna come. Peter Gabriel ain't giving up on us just yet. We are the world, save lives, no star they couldn't get. Irene Cara would have feeling alive. Pharrell made us happy. Katy Perry lit a firework in the sky. Carole King, we've got a friend. Switchfoot dared us all to move again. Paul McCartney, words of wisdom were to let it be. And the weight of the world was taken off by Aloe Black and Avicii. So what am I gonna do? Oh,
Daniel Nahmod, everybody. It's the best songwriter New Thought has ever had. We're so glad to have him here today, and you'll see that why with the plethora of musical expressions he has for us. Thanks to this Mile High band. You know, at Mile High Church, we try to make a point of honoring first-time visitors. So, sir, would you like to stand so we can greet you? Hey, it's Dr. Kent Rautenstrauss, everybody, and his beautiful wife, Kathleen. We're so glad you're here. You look like Don Johnson. You look so good. We're twins. That's a fixture of our church for over 40 years. We love Dr. Kent. You moved to Arizona with Kathleen and are back visiting us today. So good to have you here. Welcome home. Welcome to Mile High Church, where we believe in God. I had a great minister mentor named Margie Clark. She said, whenever anyone asks you, do you believe in God? Ask them, what God do you mean? And I love how Gandhi put it. He said, God is contained even in a single drop of the ocean, and yet not even the 7 seas can contain God. What the divine is for us here at Mile High Church is something that is so mysterious and so grand that we could spend lifetimes trying to describe it and not even get close. And yet the divine is something so close, so near to our skin, to our heart, to the very soul of who we are, that it informs our very existence. And living life in awareness of this sacred presence is how we live in wholeness, happiness, and harmony. So I'm so glad you're here at Mile High Church. If you're new, like Don Johnson over there, we'd like to invite you in reciting our vision and mission. It goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we move into the service, I want to acknowledge our incredible Children's Enrichment Center. Did you know we have a preschool here at the Mile High campus? And these, as Barry would call them, these big souls on little legs, they bless our campus every day. I think you were probably kicking around 10 years ago saying, wouldn't it be great to have a school here? And because of your vision, Barry, we have that. We have an incredible director, Angela McLean. We want to thank her staff. We want to thank all the families, all the kids, all the parents, grandparents for helping to make Mile High a sacred place that loves and reveres our greatest teachers, our children. So thank you. Let's hear it for them. I'd love to tell you that you can sign up for next year, but they're doing so well. They have an open house in the fall that you can explore for even the next year. So grateful for the work that they're doing on our campus. With that, we're going to move into our time of song. Barry is here to sing Surely the Presence. Isn't that awesome? We'll have a little bit of silence and then a prayer from our own Reverend Jackie.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels.
the stillness, the silence, each of us opening to that divine gift of God, recognizing within ourselves the movement of God, knowing that the God that we embrace is the God that is always present to answer every need we have, no matter what appearances outside of ourselves may be. God is all there is. It's that power that moves in our lives that reminds us that we are alive and that we are here in this place at this time to be able to be beneficial presences for that divine life. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for that reminder that within each one of us, in the sound of my voice, there is a spark of God moving in and through us. And that same spark moves through all humanity, no matter what it might look like. Because God is all there is. I'm so thankful that we have the opportunity to come together in community, whether it be here in this beautiful sanctuary we call Mile High Church, or it's with our folks that are online, because we are all connected. And I know that this service is such a gift that we learn how to forget and we learn how to live, to step out into life and be able to share kindness and gentleness with the world. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Soul, I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love. The sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing light so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Nice job, you guys. Thanks. When's the last time this gentleman was acknowledged for what an amazing job he does? This is Rama. You know what he was doing before the service? Dusting off the piano. Attention to detail, man. You know, you can't install passion. It doesn't, you know, that kind of thing, it doesn't come from a paycheck. It comes from caring, and that guy cares. This is the song that comes to mind this morning. I don't know if you noticed. The world is a wee bit chaotic these days, just a little bit unsettling. And a couple songs I'm doing this morning at the service are songs about seeing beyond momentary appearances. I am a child of two lawyers, as cynical as they come. So if you're looking around and thinking it's all going to hell, you can't beat me at cynical feelings. But a part of me, and it really is the part of me that sings for you today and the part of me that writes songs like these, that a part of me does its best, not just to remember, but to remind. And this song does that for me, on a personal level and on a global level. I hope you enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to see. At sunset, I'm gone in a reverie. My beautiful bride, my baby smile. A country road rolling on for miles. But sometimes my eyes discourage instead, blurring the vision I have in my head. A dream I'm after fades further from view, till only the obstacles look true. And lately I wonder, if I were blind for a day, where would I go if my heart led the way? Would I see more than the doors that have closed in my face? If I were blind for a day. There's a girl in high school with a heart of gold. Smart as a whip, she's brave, she's bold. But when she looks in the mirror, all she can see is heavy and ugly and unworthy. And I can't help but wonder, if she were blind just for a day, would she still be cruel to herself that way? Or maybe she'd see there's nothing she needs to change, if she were blind for a day. Blind for a day. How do our eyes deceive us? Where does our vision fail? Whether parent or teacher, policeman or preacher, we see what we think we'll see. We believe what we're taught to believe. World on fire, world afraid. So we focus only on enemies made. Colors divide us, holy books too. Political parties, well, what else is new? Still I dare to wonder, if we were blind for a day, what kind of world would we create? If behind our disguises we find that we're all the same. If we were blind for a day, I'd like to think things would change. If only the blind would lead the way.
Daniel Nahmod, everybody. Thanks for being here, Daniel. Not only is he doing a concert on this beautiful day outdoors, he's brought all his music with him. It's wonderful to fill your own life with his music, but if you have ever wanted to get the message of this teaching out to someone through a medium, pick up some Daniel Nahmod and share that with them. I don't think there's a bad album in the bunch. He might say different, but they're all pretty incredible. Thank you so much for being with us today, Daniel. And this, everyone, is our beloved Reverend Carol Wilkie. She is an associate minister here at Mile High Church, and for the last 7 years, she has been our director of operations. She has been on the staff for about 10 years, and you have some news to share with everyone this morning.
So it's very bittersweet to announce my retirement, and I'll be retiring June 15th. June 8th will be my last Sunday on the platform. And I want to first and foremost thank my wife, Tracy, who's somewhere, there she is back there. It's not easy being a minister's spouse, and so Tracy, thank you for the grace that you have extended me over these last years. And she was also the one who invited me to Mile High 23 years ago, and I was newly sober, putting my life back together. And if you had told me then, 23 years ago, that I would be a minister here today, I would have said, no way. There's no way that could ever happen. So I'm really grateful to these teachings and to Mile High. I'm also incredibly grateful to the staff. We have the most amazing, professional, dedicated, hard-working staff here at Mile High Church that I've had the absolute privilege to work with over the last 10 years. And I will deeply, deeply miss them. Also grateful to my ministerial colleagues, Reverend Josh, Dr. Michelle, Jackie, Zamira, Patty. Oh my gosh, you couldn't ask for a better group of colleagues, and I'm just so grateful to all of them and having had the privilege to serve with them. I'm also really grateful, I don't think he's here today, but I'm grateful to Dr. Raz Smith. He hired me 10 years ago as a part-time education registrar, and he's also served as my mentor, so I'm very grateful to him. And finally, most of all, I'm grateful to all of you. What an amazing opportunity it's been to serve you as an associate minister, as director of operations, as the recovery minister, as the liaison to our LGBTQ plus community. I've been really honored to have been here, to have served you, and I look forward to, instead of being up here, being out there with all of you in my shorts and my flip-flops this summer. So again, thank you so much for allowing me the honor and privilege for serving as associate minister here at Mile High Church.
Carol, you were the right leader for our church at the right time. You helped oversee a huge transition in leadership from Dr. Roger to Michelle and myself here. You were our general and led us through the pandemic and kept us safe and strong. And the thing that I love most about you is I've never seen you unkind. You are an example to all of us, including me and to our staff, to always lead with kindness, even in challenging conversations. And you helped create a culture and leave a legacy here of a healthy church, and we are so incredibly grateful. We love and appreciate you very much. And working with our recovery ministry too, helping people through the most challenging times of their lives. In the Middle Ages, there was a mystical teacher who we still don't know who she was. She was most likely a monk. And she invented a spiritual practice that she called the cloud of unknowing. And if you're up for a little processing, I'm going to invite you into this with me a little bit. Do we like puffy clouds? Everybody here? Yes. Right. So we're going to imagine below us a puffy cloud that we're going to call the cloud of forgetting. And if you want, you can close your eyes with me, and all that you do is any memory that comes up, any thought at all, we just push it down into this cloud of forgetting. That thing she said to you, that moment where you did not lead with as much kindness as you would have liked to have, That sports game that didn't go your way, just keep pushing any memory down into this cloud of forgetting. And what the teacher tells us is eventually we will arise into a cloud of unknowing. Into a cloud of unknowing. As we keep forgetting, we find ourselves in this cloud of unknowing. It's a mysterious cloud. It might even be a little scary, a little dark, but don't worry, it's still puffy. And in this cloud of unknowing, the teacher tells us if we are allowing ourselves to be there with courage and faith, that the Spirit will reveal itself, that the divine will announce itself in us, that God will appear. How interesting when we move through all of the surface and trivial thoughts in our consciousness, that we can have revealed through us our connection with the divine power. Thomas Merton alluded to the amazing spiritual paradox that the only way to understand ourselves is to understand God. And the only way to understand God is to understand ourselves. Now, this exercise, although mystical, is very practical. What's the message? Forget the trivial and remember what's essential. When we allow ourselves to forget the trivial, what is essential, we are reminded of. It reveals itself to us in a powerful, meaningful way. That God, Spirit, life is right there. Thus, I've entitled the message today, The Spirit of Forgetting. Or if we want to be lighthearted about it, we'll call it the spiritual practice of forget about it. Can you say that with me on 3? 1, 2, 3. Forget about it. Thank you to the great mystical Italian Americans who gave us that saying. I think part of it is because we're growing older in our society, but have you noticed the emphasis on memory? That is such a value and such a virtue. Check out the memory on Brenda. She's as sharp as a tack. She's like a computer. She can remember anything. And part of it, see, is this collective pressure we have on having this thinking mind be in charge of every single aspect of our existence. And if it slows down just for a little bit, that's not good. You have to be able to be in control of your life. I was putting my daughter to sleep a couple months ago and lying next to her until she falls asleep. That's where I get most of my thinking done. And I realized I need to get into my safe. And the safe has a little code. I usually walk right up to it and I put it in and it opens up. And this moment I'm asking myself, what's the combination? And I couldn't remember a single number to the combination of that safe. And I responded with a wonderful ministerial consciousness and went immediately into a deep and profound panic. What is wrong with me? Why can't I remember this combination? Oh my God, remembering is what I do for a living, getting up and talking in front of you. If I don't have that, I don't even have a job. And it's amazing when this computer, this controlling memory isn't working for us, how quickly we isolate ourselves. I'm losing it. I'm not good enough. I'm not up to par. Now, memory is great. Control is not. And memory is not a substitute for wisdom. Memory is not a substitute for wisdom. If anything, our conscious mind should remind us that we don't know it all and that we are not the only intelligence we have, that there's intelligence all around us, that even when I forget, part of me remembers. And I remember walking up to that safe and I went, boop, 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 boop. It opened. It was just muscle memory. That's all I needed. Wisdom is the recognition that there is intelligence beyond just our conscious mind. It's the ability that when I forget where I put my keys, I can say, nothing is lost in God's universe. You want to say that with me? Nothing is lost in God's universe. When I can't remember your name, I can say, I don't remember what your name is, but I know part of me does. It's in there somewhere. And when I'm faced with a challenge, when I'm in that cloud of unknowingness, I can choose not to turn to doubt or fear, but I can stay strong, courageous, willing to live in the mystery of not knowing. And I can ask the question, what am I called to remember about who I am and my life right now? What are you called to remember about who you are in your life right now? Right now. And perhaps it begins by identifying what needs to be forgotten, to embrace the spirit of forgetting or the spiritual practice of forget about it. I'm not criticizing memory, but I sure do think it's overrated. As long a list I have of things I'd like to remember, I have just as long a list of things I wouldn't mind never having to remember again. That thing she said to me, that time I led with something other than kindness or compassion. Those deep wounds and all those little scrapes, those moments of self-doubt, forget about it. Just let it go. Don't forget to forget. Forget to remember. Because when we allow ourselves to forget the trivial, we can remember the essential. When we forget what isn't the truth about who we are, but what we tell ourselves about our experience, and we allow ourselves to remember this moment, this day, the intelligence that is right here and right now available to us. Now I remember. Now I remember. Don't forget to remember. I wrote a book recently called Sacred Time, and it's about learning to live in sacred time and beginning to pull ourselves out of identifying with TikTok time. TikTok time being manufactured time. It's where we identify ourselves with being a schedule and a to-do list and a daily planner. It's where we run on clocks and not on heart. It's where we run ourselves like we are a computer that is bound to break down like a computer will eventually as well. And my greatest teacher about sacred time is my daughter, Nancy June. And we had the experience recently, parents, you know this, is we all know the holidays where our kids are off school, but they always have those teacher planning days, and even if you have it on your calendar, you don't remember till the day before that it's going on. And we had a couple weeks in a row, so I got to spend a couple Fridays and Saturdays with my daughter, going to the park, hiking, being in nature. And what would happen every time when we were nearing the end of one of these segments is I would start hopping upon TikTok time. We got to get to the next thing. Bedtime's at a certain hour. This is going on tomorrow. We have lunch at this time. Nancy, it's time to go. And each and every time, without fail, she would say, Dad, can't we just stay and play a little longer? Can't we just stay and play a little longer? And I'm wrapped around her finger, so the answer is always yes for a time. But then there's that kind of stressed, panicked me that needs to get somewhere, that's rushing her along. And you know what would happen? We would get on to that next thing with plenty of time to spare. Daddy, can't we just stay and play a little longer? She was living in sacred time. I was on TikTok time. And so that would be my message to you today is yes, you can stay and play a little longer. And although that play won't add a day or a thing to your to-do list, it will help you remember what is most essential and precious and rewarding and regenerating about this thing called life, this sacred memory. Now I remember. Thanks to Barry Ebert, I have this great book called The Parents' Tao Te Ching by William Martin, where he shares this. Do not ask your children to strive for extraordinary lives. Such striving may seem admirable, but it is the way of foolishness. Help them instead to find the wonder and the marvel of an ordinary life. Show them the joy of tasting tomatoes, apples, and pears. Show them how to cry when pets and people die. Show them the infinite pleasure in the touch of a hand, and make the ordinary come alive for them. The extraordinary will take care of itself. Let's play a while. Let's give ourselves permission to forget all of our problems, all of our worries. You want to promise today? They'll wait for you. They'll wait for you to come back. Don't worry about them. But embrace that spirit of forgetting, and you'll be filled up with what you think has been missing from your life. There's nothing missing from your life. There's just what you've been keeping out by remembering the wrong things. Embrace that spirit of forgetting and find yourself not aloof, not lost, not going downhill, but remembering joy, remembering your truth, remembering your vitality and your vibrancy. And if you forget something, so what? So what? You're alive. Justice Stephen Breyer, who was a member of the Supreme Court until a few years ago, he said that there are two unspoken rules of the court. The first, no one speaks twice until everyone has spoken once. Good rule. It's an important reminder about the practicality of the spirit of forgetting. Because so often we enter into our discussions, especially our arguments and our courageous conversations, remembering everything it is that we want to say. And what happens? You show up to the environment and it's totally not what you expected, or things begin to fall apart. Why? Because you're not listening. Because we're not creating the environment for meaningful conversation and perhaps change or transformation to happen. Listening, that spirit of forgetting, just being present, creates the container to wherein real and heartfelt communication can begin to happen. Listen, then talk. Second rule of the court, tomorrow is a new day. Probably the best advice any of us have ever received, right? Tomorrow is a new day, but it's terribly difficult to embrace that spirit of forgetting, as Emerson said, to release our old nonsense and step into the new day, knowing it is not the day we have judged, but the day that the Lord hath made for you and for I. That's what Emerson also said. He said that each day is like a God. And if we can embrace that sacred time, if we can let go of speaking of the court, this prosecutorial type of frame of mind about our lives, right? We go into each day with mountains of case files, more exhibits than Ripley's Believe It or Not, to define what the day is, to define who this person is, to define what's been happening to us, as opposed to realize that this day is a miracle in which anything can happen. Anything can happen if we are willing to forget the trivial so that what is most essential can re-announce, reintegrate, rededicate itself in the center of our being, our inner core, and announce itself into our life. Tomorrow is brand new. You want to be brand new when you step into it as well, by emptying yourself of all that you have gathered to be refreshed and rejuvenated and alive with spirit. Our Centers for Spiritual Living movement lost one of our great giants a few weeks ago. Her name was Dr. Linda McNamara. She was a mentor to me. My parents taught me to be a man. My son Gavin taught me to be a dad. Linda McNamara taught me how to be a minister. She taught me that being a minister wasn't about any sort of spiritual expertise or some sort of divine enlightenment. It's about transparency. It's about having a curiosity about God and life. And it's about loving people. Ministry is about loving people from that equal space where we explore the deepest and most profound ideas of life, sometimes while going through the most difficult and challenging tribulations of our lives. But we do it together. That's what Linda taught me. She also taught me the rule of quoting in ministry. Can I share it with you? It's important wisdom. She shared with me that when you first quote somebody, Josh, you say, so-and-so said. The second time you quote someone, you say, it has been said. And the third time you quote something, you say, as I always say. And then it belongs to you. 20 years ago when I was in ministerial school, Linda is the senior minister of the Laguna Woods Center for Spiritual Living in Laguna Woods, California. And she let me come for 10 weeks and open for her. She would let me give a 5 to 10 minute talk before her message, and it was so meaningful. And she said in front of her congregation, I'm sure I'm not the only ministerial intern she ever said this to. She said, Josh, when I retire, I'm going to go to your church. And it was just the greatest compliment I could have ever gotten from someone I respected so much. And the truth is Linda never retired. A few weeks ago, she gave her sermon on Sunday morning, and she passed away that night. But a true gift to so many of us in ministry. And she said the following in her wonderful book, Alive with Spirit. Some people say we should live life as if it is our last day on earth. Maybe we should live life as if it is our first day on earth. Conscious, awake, aware of the beauty and bounty around us, being childlike in our wonder. The Sufis teach us, Sufism being the mystical branch of Islam, that prayer isn't so much about asking for anything, that prayer is the process of remembering. That prayer is about recollection. That when we go into prayer, we're not trying to create anything. We're simply going into that cloud of forgetting, letting go all of the stuff we've been telling ourselves, all the surfacey stuff, to allow the jewels that are sometimes buried deep within us to be revealed again, to be wiped clean so that they can shine in our awareness in our lives. And we realize in that recollection, that's all we needed. I don't need anything in my life to change right now. I just needed to remember who I am and what life is about. And that realization gives us all the tools we need. Whenever we're struggling, whenever we're having a hard time, whenever life sucks, it's just a call to forget. It's just a call to embrace that spirit of forgetting, to allow that spirit of sacred remembering to announce itself in us again. It's a time to realize that all we're called to remember in this moment is the living Spirit, the Holy One. God is. And that's all we need to know. Abu Hashim Madani, a Sufi teacher, said, there's only one thing to be gained in life, and that is to remember God with each breath. And there is only one loss in life, and that is the breath drawn without the remembrance of God. I invite you to joyfully identify all those things that you'd like to forget and to forget about it. You may have to forgive about it first. You don't need that anymore. You don't need it anymore. And you don't even have to make up what you're going to remember. You only have to allow that spirit that has been allowed to become dormant because of these false memories to wake up, to come back to life in you. That spirit of forgetting helps you to remember what is most essential and will give you right now what you need to live a great life. As we move into a closing prayer, I invite any of our prayer partners to stand with us. These practitioners will be available after service for prayer. And in honor of Dr. Reverend Linda, just some prayerful words for her to remember in our Sacred Hearts today. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone around the globe had a comfortable place to sleep and food to eat? Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone had medical attention when needed, a safe place to raise their children and shelter from the storms of life? Such a world is possible, and it begins right here with you and me. It begins with what we think, what we believe, what we say and do, because we are one in consciousness with spiritual reality. You and I have an effect on the way the world is today on what it can become. If we want our world to change, either globally or locally, we need to turn to the non-material realm of consciousness. As we establish peace within our hearts and minds, we will act peacefully in our personal lives. As more and more personal lives are lived with serenity, it will spread around the globe. We can empty our minds of the divisive beliefs which created the world's challenges in the first place and replace them with the knowledge that we are all one life and one consciousness. It is from this unity that we make personal choices which create a world which experiences a global heart of peace. So in this prayer, I forget what I am allowing to bother me, and I remember who I really am. I forget that which is no longer serving me, and I am remembering that which does. I am forgetting blame, rage, judgment, victimhood, and I am remembering joy, wisdom, the good kind of mourning and grief, the embracing of change, and the truth of who I am. Embodying the spirit of forgetting, something in us remembers. It awakes and enlivens every area of our life with an aura of truth and of the sacred. May our lives sing of the sacred this day, and may we find its tune settled right here at the base of our hearts, giving us the rhythm and the life we need to live and to thrive. And so it is. Amen.
When things go wrong, it's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, it's logical to ponder, what credit can I take? But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. How my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go. 'Cause God knows. God knows. God knows.
Good pick, Daniel. One of the great joys in almost 20 years of ministry has been getting to co-create services with Daniel Nahmont. So grateful to share this stage with you today, Daniel. We're going to move into our time of offering. Thanks for everything that you do to support Mile High Church. The not good news about our finances is that our donations aren't meeting our budgeted income. That's not because of a lack of generosity. That can be all sorts of things, including changes in how people are giving these days. The great news is that we started a calendar year pledge campaign. A lot of you made pledges in October, and for the first quarter, you surpassed your pledged gifts, which is absolutely incredible. We're so grateful. So give yourselves a hand for that. Thank you so much. And we have so many unique ways of giving. Probably the most basic, some of you have heard of this, it's called a check. It's called a check. You get them from your bank, and it's really cool. It's a great ritual. You come in and you write Mile High on it, the amount that you want to give. You can put something really cool in the memo, sign your name, and these little baskets come around, and you go, kiss it, and then you put it in the basket. And it's great because you receive abundance as well. But we also have this thing that we're calling the matrix of giving. Our new push pay, wonderful program. We changed our giving platform, and so we have these wonderful ways to give now. One is through our QR code. It looks really cool there, and you can give that way. It'll take you to our website. Our new text to give, this is the main thing, is we have this new text to give number, 833-773-7482. I think, Daniel, they can give up to $13 million. Is that how much?
Actually, it's been bumped up to $13.2 million.
It's already going up, so you can text to give there. Thank you so much. And then, of course, you can go online and click the Give Now button. Do know that for us, and this is on behalf of our entire ministry, we do not value you based on how much you give, but we value that you give. And the best way to support Mile High Church is to make a recurring donation because it just feeds our consciousness. It helps build that momentum and knows that you're investing in us and that we're able to do all the great work that we get to do on our campus and beyond. So thank you for all of your gifts. Thanks for listening to me. Let's all take our gifts and bless them together as we say our offering affirmation. It goes like this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
All right, one more song for the morning, and then a little break, and then if you feel like sticking around, hour and a quarter, hour and a half tops of some more songs outside on the courtyard. So please stick around if you feel like it. And this is one more song, as I mentioned earlier, another song about seeing something good that isn't maybe yet there, but just knowing that it's coming. And sometimes the knowing is enough to weather a storm. So one more song, and I acknowledged them in the first service, but talent like this is worth acknowledging twice in one morning. This band is so good. And I've said it before on this stage, but I also like to mention, and it sounds weird to say, but they're as nice as they are good. And that's no small thing. I mean, they really just show up fully nice guys. Nice guys who play well. What more can you ask for? Anyway, so here we go. One more song. Thank you again, and happy Sunday. Here I am in the dark, nursing a hurting heart. I've been down for a while, it seems. There's a shadow hanging over my dreams. but still I hope, because I know there's a beautiful sunset somewhere. I won't lie, times are hard. Better days have never felt so far. I've been just barely getting by, feeling like a stranger in my own life. So much is gone, but I'll go on. There's a beautiful sunset somewhere, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a break in the clouds up ahead. All I need to believe in tomorrow is to lift up my eyes for that golden surprise. Maybe I'm not out of the woods. Maybe I'm not ready to feel that good. I have still got my reasons to cry. I'm still all black and blue inside. But I'll be strong before too long. There's a beautiful sunset somewhere. I'll be strong for too long. There's a beautiful sunset somewhere. And I see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a break in the clouds up ahead. All I need to believe in tomorrow is to lift up my eyes for that golden surprise. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Heavenly sight in the sky over there. If I try, I might get there tomorrow for that beautiful sunset. Oh, beautiful sunset somewhere. Beautiful sunset somewhere. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you, Daniel and the Mile High Band. What a great morning. You can get music from Daniel's website, danielnamad.com, or you can stay and have some excitement at 11:30 when he puts on his concert. It'll be out on the plaza in front of the community center. So we hope to see you there. And for those of you that are here for the first time, I always like to say this. It's always like this. So come out to our welcome center, please. We have gifts for you. It's straight out these doors and right in the center of the lobby. We'd love to welcome you.
Thank you. My bad. Spirit of forgetting. We love our meditation and prayer retreats here at Mile High Church. I'm so grateful to be working with Reverend Jackie and Reverend Zamira at co-creating a new incarnation of them. And our first one is going to be on Labor Day weekend. So right at the end of August, we just did one with our practitioners last weekend and it was awesome. So I can tell you it will be awesome. There's single rooms available. It'll be a wonderful experience. We are interested in candidates for our board of trustees. If you have talents, we want to take full advantage of them. So get in touch with me or Dr. Michelle, we'd love to tell you more about that, or you can fill out an application online. And then lastly, every Wednesday at 6:40 p.m., we have our midweek renewal. This is a time of meditation, of prayer, of forgiveness, a little bit of music, a little bit of message. It's a wonderful midweek experience, so we hope that you join us. It's in the vote across the way. Reverend Carol will be with me in the greeting line if you want to give her some love. I know she'll be receiving it. With that, if you'd like to stand, and we're going to say a benediction before we sing our peace song. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.